Is Japan really all about sushi, anime, and technology? Or are there darker sides and strange secrets that shock the entire world? Imagine a country that looks perfectly clean, modern, and disciplined. Yet behind the surface are mysterious stories, futuristic services you thought only existed in movies, and cultural taboos that, if you break them, could be seen as highly disrespectful. In this video, I'll take you through 15 sinful facts about Japan, both beautiful and bizarre. Some will leave you amazed, while others might send chills down your spine because of how unusual they are. And make sure you watch until the very end, because I'll reveal the real cost of living in Japan, along with essential travel safety tips, things that could save you thousands of dollars and protect you from unnecessary trouble. So are you ready to discover Japan from a completely new perspective? Then let's begin. Land of volcanoes and the symbol of Fuji, Japan is not only called the land of the rising sun, but also the land of fire. Across this small nation lie more than 100 active volcanoes and thousands of natural hot springs onsen that draw travelers from all over the world. At the heart of it all stands Mount Fuji, rising over 3,700 meters. For the Japanese, Fuji is the soul of the nation, a sacred icon that has inspired poetry, paintings, and spiritual devotion for centuries. On clear days, its reflection across Lake Kawaguchi is so breathtaking it can leave anyone in silence. But few realize that Fuji is also a looming threat. Dormant for over 300 years, experts warn that an eruption could happen at any time, putting tens of millions of people in the Kanto region and even Tokyo at risk. To put it into perspective, Japan's land area is roughly the size of California. But while California is known for earthquakes, Japan faces disasters many times more severe, from quakes and tsunamis to typhoons. The Japanese live with a constant mix of reverence and caution toward nature. In Japan, beauty and danger often coexist, and Mount Fuji is the clearest symbol of that paradox. 2. Natural disasters and the spirit of gammon. Japan is blessed with breathtaking natural beauty, but it comes at a cost: relentless natural disasters, unlike anywhere else. Every year, the country experiences up to 1,500 earthquakes, ranging from subtle tremors beneath the earth to devastating quakes that shake entire cities. The 2011 Tohoku disaster remains a scar etched deeply in Japan's collective memory. A 9.0 magnitude earthquake struck the northeast, triggering a 40-meter-high tsunami that swallowed villages and towns, claiming tens of thousands of lives. The economic damage soared to $360 billion, making it the costliest natural disaster in human history. Images of massive ships tossed onto rooftops or entire regions turned into oceans of debris left the world in stunned silence. And yet, amid the devastation, the Japanese people revealed a unique strength known as gammon, a cultural value of patience, endurance, and quiet resilience in the face of hardship. Survivors lined up for aid in orderly silence without chaos or fighting. Communities shared what little they had: bottles of water, bowls of rice, helping each other through the darkest hours. It is this spirit of gammon that transforms unbearable loss into a unifying fire, allowing the Japanese to rise again from the ashes of disaster. 3. Taboos tourists often break. In Japan, actions that may seem perfectly normal to you can actually become serious mistakes in the eyes of locals. In the West, a handshake, a hug, or even a kiss on the cheek is seen as a friendly gesture. But in Japan, such sudden displays are often considered intrusive. Instead, the Japanese bow, a gesture that may look simple but carries deep layers of meaning. The deeper the bow, the greater the respect. At the dining table, one absolute taboo is sticking chopsticks upright into a bowl of rice. For the Japanese, this resembles a funeral offering to the deceased, something no one wants to see during a regular meal. Similarly, passing food directly from chopstick to chopstick mimics a ritual at funerals and can cause discomfort even if you had no bad intentions. In Japan's famous hot springs onsen, visitors must remember that this is not just a place for relaxation, but also a sacredly pure space. Before stepping into the communal bath, you are required to wash thoroughly. Even a small mistake like jumping in with soap still on your body can be seen as disrespectful to everyone around you. And perhaps the most surprising taboo for many tourists: tattoos. While tattoos may symbolize individuality in many countries in Japan, they are often linked to the yakuza, the criminal underworld. As a result, many pools, gyms, and even hot springs post signs reading "No tattoos." Even a small tattoo can get you denied entry. These small details often draw the line between being welcomed as a respectful guest or being viewed with suspicion. In Japan, mastering the art of subtlety in every gesture is truly the key to unlocking the culture. 4. Women and the rise of the Kawaii economy. When people think of Japanese women, they often picture the graceful kimono and a gentle smile beneath cherry blossoms. But modern Japan has taken that image to another level with the concept of kawaii cuteness. Kawaii is not just a word, it has become a massive industry. From the colorful street fashion of Harajuku, to sweet idols on stage, to anime and manga that have spread across the globe, Japan has turned cuteness into an exportable product, generating billions of dollars each year and shaping youth culture worldwide. But behind this charming image lies a new social reality. Increasingly, Japanese women are choosing to remain single beyond the age of 30. Instead of seeing marriage as an obligation, they focus on careers, travel the world, care for pets as true companions, and even invest in modern fields such as cryptocurrency. This has given rise to the trend known as the single rich life, a lifestyle of independence, financial freedom, and enjoying every moment without being bound by traditional expectations. It's an image that both surprises and inspires the world. In Japan, women are not only symbols of elegance and cuteness, but also icons of personal strength and self-determination in a society that is rapidly changing. 5. Pressure at school and karoshi. Japan is admired worldwide for having one of the top education systems. Japanese students consistently rank among the best in math, science, and reading. But behind those glittering achievements lies a haunting truth: Japan has one of the highest student suicide rates among developed nations. The reason is not only the heavy academic workload, but also the immense pressure from family and society. In Japan, a low grade or a failed exam can feel like a betrayal of one's entire community. The sight of children sitting silently on subways clutching heavy school bags is a poignant reminder of the invisible weight pressing down on such young shoulders. And when they grow up, the pressure doesn't go away. Japan has a chilling word known across the globe: karoshi, which means death from overwork. Behind Tokyo's dazzling neon lights are millions of office workers toiling late into the night, dozing off at their desks, or collapsing on train seats. Each year, thousands of deaths are officially attributed to strokes, heart failure, or suicides linked to overwork. This is a dark reality few dare to mention when speaking about Japan, a nation admired for its discipline and productivity, but one that pays a price with lives drained by invisible pressures. In Japan, success is not measured only in GDP numbers or PISA scores, but also in sweat tears, and sometimes even lives. 6. The empire and its dark history. Few remember that before becoming the peaceful modern nation it is today, Japan was once an empire that expanded aggressively across Asia. In the first half of the 20th century, Japanese forces reached Korea, China, Vietnam, the Philippines, Indonesia, and beyond. But territorial expansion came with tragic consequences. In Vietnam, wartime rice requisition policies contributed to the famine of 1945, which claimed the lives of about 2 million people. In Korea and other countries, tens of thousands of women were forced to become comfort women, victims of a brutal system that left scars impossible to erase. And in Manchuria, Unit 731 carried out inhumane experiments on humans, a dark chapter that still chills those who recall it. What sets Japan apart, however, is that it has chosen to face its past. Since the 1990s, the Japanese government has issued repeated official apologies, established compensation funds for victims, and even delivered personal letters of apology from the Prime Minister to surviving women. Today, Japan is no longer a warring empire, but has become one of the world's largest providers of official development assistance (ODA), helping build roads, schools, and hospitals in many nations, including Vietnam. History left behind deep shadows, but from them, Japan has chosen to step into the light, not with weapons, but with atonement and contributions to the international community. 7. The economic miracle and the 1990 bubble. After World War II, Japan was a nation almost completely destroyed. More than half of its infrastructure lay in ruins, industries had collapsed, and millions were left in poverty. Yet in just a few short decades from 1955 to 1980, the world witnessed something extraordinary, the Japanese economic miracle. During this period, Japan's economy grew at an average of over 9% per year. Names like Toyota, Sony, Mitsubishi, and Toshiba not only revived but expanded globally, propelling Japan to become the world's second-largest economy behind only the United States. Tokyo was once hailed as the new financial capital of the world, and many believed Japan would soon surpass America itself. But in the early 1990s, that dream collapsed when the real estate and stock market bubble burst. At its peak, land prices were so inflated that the Imperial Palace grounds in Tokyo were said to be worth as much as the entire state of California. When the bubble burst, millions of families and companies lost everything, and Japan entered what became known as the Lost Decade, more than 10 years of stagnation and shaken confidence. Today, Japan remains the fourth largest economy in the world after the US, China, and Germany. Yet it faces a new challenge: an aging population. Nearly 30% of its citizens are over 65. The workforce is shrinking, and Japan is increasingly turning to foreign labor, robotics, and artificial intelligence to keep its economic engine running. From ashes to greatness, then into stagnation and new struggles, Japan's economic story reads like a novel of many chapters, teaching the world that no miracle lasts forever, but resilience can carry a nation forward. 8. Anime, manga, and soft power. If Hollywood is the capital of Western cinema, then Japan is truly the birthplace of global animation culture. Anime alone accounts for 60% of all animated productions worldwide, with over 800 million fans across the globe. Series like Naruto, One Piece, Dragon Ball, and Demon Slayer are not just childhood memories. For millions, they've become cultural bridges that make the world see Japan in a completely new light. Alongside anime is manga, Japanese comics, which make up 40% of all domestic publications and have been translated into more than 50 languages. From supermarkets in Tokyo to cafes in Paris or New York, volumes of manga lining the shelves are proof of Japan's powerful cultural reach. The pinnacle of this movement is Comiket in Tokyo, the largest comic convention in the world, drawing hundreds of thousands of attendees each year. During those days, Tokyo transforms into a massive stage, vibrant cosplay, costumes, young artists, self-publishing their works, and long lines of fans waiting just to hold a book drawn directly by its creator. Anime and manga are not just entertainment. They've become soft power cultural influence that allows Japan to project an image of creativity, youthfulness, and inspiration. In many corners of the world, you may struggle to find authentic sushi, but you'll almost certainly see a familiar anime character. And that is how Japan wins hearts around the world without firing a single bullet. 9. Strange services found. Only in Japan, Japan is not only known for its discipline and modernity, but also for bizarre services that feel like something out of science fiction. Perhaps the most unusual is the family rental service, where you can hire a father, mother, or even a girlfriend to play a role in special situations. A young woman may rent a middle-aged man to attend a parent-teacher meeting, while a single man might rent a fake girlfriend just to avoid feeling out of place at a company party. It may sound strange, but in Japan, this is a legitimate industry with contracts and clear rules. If stress from work and life becomes overwhelming, you can step into a rage room. Here, customers are handed baseball bats, hammers, or even mock swords to smash televisions, printers, and glass bottles inside a closed-off room. The sound of shattering objects mixed with shouts of release makes this a legal and safe form of stress relief. For those battling loneliness, Japan created cuddle cafes, with fees ranging from a few dozen to $100. You can simply lie next to a stranger, hold hands, enjoy gentle conversation, or have your hair stroked in a warm, quiet space. There's nothing inappropriate, only emotional therapy for hearts adrift in a vast city. Japan also pioneered unique lodging concepts. The capsule hotel, tiny sleeping pods perfect for busy office workers, and the love hotel where each room has its own quirky theme, ranging from fairy tale castles to futuristic spaceships. These services may seem absurd at first, but they reveal an important truth in Japanese society, where pressure and loneliness are constant. People have found very unique ways to fill the empty spaces in their hearts. 10. Unique vending machines. Nowhere else in the world will you encounter as many vending machines as in Japan. With over 4 million units, that's roughly one machine for every 30 people. They stand everywhere from subway stations and street corners to remote mountain roads. At first, they only sold soft drinks and canned coffee. But over time, the Japanese transformed vending machines into treasure troves of convenience umbrellas, phone chargers, hot soup in winter, even live lobsters and fresh eggs. Sometimes travelers stumble upon machines that shock Western visitors selling risque photo books or unusual souvenirs, reminding us just how different cultures can be. In truth, however, most machines serve simple practical needs. A cold bottle of green tea for just a few hundred yen can be a lifesaver on a sweltering Tokyo afternoon. On a freezing winter night, a steaming can of coffee from a glowing roadside machine can warm the hands and heart of a weary worker heading home. The Japanese government has tightened regulations, limiting controversial products, especially near schools and tourist sites. This shows a desire to preserve a civilized image while keeping the hallmark of convenience. Seen from afar, rows of vending machines glowing in the dark are not only symbols of technology and efficiency, but also sparks of warmth and familiarity, tiny beacons lighting the way for a nation that is both endlessly busy and quietly humane. 11. Nightlife. From geisha to pachinko. When night falls, Japan transforms into an entirely different world, a world of neon lights and nocturnal rhythms. In Tokyo, districts like Shibuya and Roppongi blaze with energy, where bars, clubs, and karaoke lounges stay alive until dawn. Karaoke in Japan isn't just singing, it's a ritual of release after a long day. Office workers shed their serious masks and belt out songs with colleagues sometimes until morning. In contrast to Tokyo's modern pace, Kyoto preserves a more timeless charm in its historic Gion district. When red lanterns flicker to life, you might catch a fleeting glimpse of a geisha slipping down a narrow stone alley. The sound of shamisen strings drifting from a wooden tea house feels like stepping back hundreds of years, a fragile, almost mystical moment that leaves visitors breathless. And between these two worlds lies a phenomenon found only in Japan, pachinko. At first glance, it looks like a simple pinball-like game, but pachinko has grown into a legal industry worth over $200 billion annually, several times larger than the entire global music industry. Inside pachinko halls, thousands of small steel balls cascade in a constant clatter. Lights flash and machines roar, creating an atmosphere that is both thrilling and overwhelming. This is Japanese nightlife, a unique fusion of modern and traditional, of casual entertainment and refined cultural rituals. It proves that Japan is not only a nation that works hard by day, but also one that knows how to live fully when night comes. 12. Famous landmarks and hidden dark secrets. When speaking of Japan, one cannot ignore its iconic landmarks. In Kyoto, Fushimi Inari, with its thousands of bright red torii gates, forms winding paths through the mountains. In the early morning, when sunlight filters through the gates, the scene feels both sacred and otherworldly, like stepping into a different realm. Not far from Tokyo Lake, Kawaguchi and Mount Fuji create a picture of perfection, still waters reflecting the snow-capped peak that remains white year-round. During cherry blossom season, the entire landscape is bathed in pink, turning the view into something dreamlike. In the south, Okinawa offers a completely different palette, with emerald beaches, vibrant coral reefs, and year-round tropical sunshine. Once a fierce battlefield, it is now a paradise for divers who can swim among colorful fish, dancing through the reefs. In Nagano during winter, visitors find an unforgettable sight at Jigokudani, where snow monkeys soak leisurely in steaming hot springs, while snowflakes drift around them. The scene is both humorous and heartwarming, captivating audiences worldwide. But not every place shines with light. At the foot of Mount Fuji lies Aokigahara, the infamous suicide forest. Dense trees, tangled roots, and an eerie silence give the area a haunting reputation. With hundreds of suicides reported each year, Aokigahara has become one of the most mysterious and unsettling places on Earth. Japan, therefore, is not only home to landscapes that stir the soul, but also places that weigh heavily on the heart, a country where beauty and darkness coexist in every corner of its land. 13. Unsolved mysteries. Japan is not only a land of science and technology, but also a place that preserves mysteries that remain unexplained. In Tochigi, within a sulfur-covered field, lies the legendary Seisho Seki, the killing stone of the nine-tailed fox. According to folklore, it imprisoned the spirit of a malevolent fox. Yet in 2022, this centuries-old stone suddenly split in two. No earthquakes, no powerful impact, just a clean break that baffled scientists. For locals, it was seen as a bad omen, while for travelers it became living proof of a mystery beyond reason. In Kyoto's Zuihoin Temple, there is a seemingly ordinary rock garden. But when photographed, many noticed that the shadow of one particular stone often tilted in strange directions, misaligned with the sun. On some days it leaned east, on others west. Even at noon, when the sun was directly overhead, the shadow still fell unnaturally. To this day, no explanation fully accounts for the phenomenon. And at Himeji Castle, the tale of Okiku's well continues to haunt visitors. Legend speaks of a servant girl, Okiku, falsely accused and killed, whose restless spirit lingers there. It is said that on quiet nights, one can still hear a ghostly voice counting 1, 2, 3, before vanishing into chilling silence. These three mysteries, the split stone, the shifting shadows, and the haunted well, add an eerie layer to Japan's image. A nation that is modern and advanced, yet one that reminds us there are things science may never fully explain. 14. Refined cuisine and sinful foods. Japanese cuisine is not just about filling the stomach, it is a journey of artistry. First, there is sushi, the nation's pride. Fresh slices of fish blend with vinegared rice, a touch of fiery wasabi and soy sauce arranged like a delicate painting. Each piece of sushi is not only meant to be eaten, but also admired, embodying the refinement of an entire culture. In contrast to this elegance, Japan's streets are alive with beloved comfort foods. Ramen, a steaming bowl of noodles with broth simmered for hours, golden strands and tender slices of pork that melt in your mouth. Or takoyaki, crispy octopus balls topped with mayonnaise, and dancing bonito flakes, a joyful street snack that fills Osaka's sidewalks with irresistible aromas. But Japanese cuisine also ventures into what many call sinful foods, dishes both unique and shocking. Shirako, the milky white cod milk, is praised for its creamy texture and nutrition, but often unsettles Western diners at first sight. Then comes fugu, the pufferfish, a dish of life and death. A single mistake in preparation can release lethal neurotoxins from its liver and ovaries. That's why Japanese chefs must undergo years of training and rigorous certification before serving it. For the Japanese, eating fugu is not just about taste, it is an act of courage. From the refinement of sushi to the comfort of ramen to the peril of fugu, Japanese cuisine paints a vivid picture, a place where beauty and danger coexist on a single plate. 15. Cost of living and travel. Safety tips. To live in Japan, you need to prepare for a budget that isn't small. In Tokyo, the average monthly cost for a single person ranges from $1,000 to $1,500, making it one of the most expensive cities in Asia. From renting a small apartment, paying for train rides, to eating out, expenses drain your wallet quickly. But in cities like Kyoto, Nagoya, or Fukuoka, life is more affordable, around $800 to $1,000 per month. You still enjoy modern comforts, but with a slower pace and less crowding compared to Tokyo. For travelers, there are a few essential safety tips. Always carry cash, since many small shops don't accept cards. Stay away from suspicious bar invitations in nightlife districts, where tourists are often scammed with outrageous bills. When withdrawing money, use ATMs inside 7-Eleven or Family Mart stores, which are safe and reliable. And remember, Japan's weather changes quickly in spring or autumn. The day-to-night temperature difference can be dramatic. A light jacket in your backpack can save you from sudden chills. Japan may be expensive and strict, but if you know how to adapt, the country offers a life that is both safe and deeply rewarding, where every dollar spent comes back to you in convenience and unforgettable memories. And so we've journeyed together through a Japan that is refined, strange, and even a little sinful. From sushi, anime, and geisha, to bizarre services, dark history, and unsolved mysteries, everything blends together to create a nation unlike any other. Now I want to hear from you. Which fact impressed you the most? Drop the number in the comments below so we can share our thoughts together. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss our upcoming journeys to the world's most fascinating places. And one final reminder, all information in this video is for reference only. Always do your own research before making any travel or life decisions. See you in the next adventure.